I'm 23 in a serious relationship. My boyfriend doesn't want me to join. I make decent money right now. Is it worth it to join? I don't have to pay for rent or school. So, and this is where I love my evolution, my growth, because I believe I answered this question years ago. And my answer is I took that video down because it's trash. The advice I gave. The advice I gave was just trash. This is a conversation between you and your boyfriend. My opinion, it's just perspective. It's pretty much irrelevant. Um, there's always two sides. There's two experiences in every conversation. There's two wants in a relationship. There's two perspectives in any given moment. I'm starting to hate the word perspective. It's just overused. It's a conversation between you and your boyfriend. It's a conversation. This is another one of those situations where you secretly want something, or you don't fully want something, but you're willing to compromise, and then they want something that might be opposing what you want. You both want two different things. Who breaks the tie? It typically is so in a typical relationship dynamic where you have counseling, you have therapy, where you have premarital counseling or divorce counseling, whatever. There's typically a third person there to break the tie. That's really the point of the mediator. The third person is you have one person that wants something, the other person that wants something. You have another person whose only job is to be objective and to break the tie. And hopefully, if the other two people are objective and rational, they're concede with the tiebreaker. So it sounds as if you just need a third person who's objective, who's not your mother, father, not someone who's biased, who I love my daughter, so I'm going to go with what she wants. Or I hate your boyfriend, so I'm going to go with. You need somebody objective, somebody who can look at the facts, look at both situations. And again, you're asking me, so I'm objective. I don't know you, so it makes sense. But again, I don't have your boyfriend's perspective to hear or listen to. So situations like this, again, a conversation that a lot of cases should involve a third person who's objective in nature, can help you guys talk through this, because this is not something that you just, if I want, I go for it. That's not always the answer. If they want something, I concede. That's not always the answer. Sometimes the answer is in between what both of you want. That's why what I value in a relationship is giving, the willingness to give, the willingness to sacrifice, and taking accountability for my own words and actions. If you have these three things in a relationship, you can solve any problem. Any problem. So in your situation, it's a conversation. It's not something that you arrive on your own because it involves somebody else. It's not something you fix on your own. It's a conversation between you, the other party, and a mediator, and they break the tie. So that's my best advice, because my previous advice would have been, oh, no, go for what you want, and you don't need no man. And relationships matter. You say you're in a serious relationship, they matter. Because watch when you try to replace that person. You don't love people just by chance. We don't enter relationships because we're bored. At least we shouldn't. There are moments where you realize this person is valuable to me. They solve a problem in my life. I can't easily replace them. There's 7 billion people on the planet, and you find one person that you get along with, that's valuable. You got all the friends on Facebook, but y'all probably disagree on most of the things that y'all talk about or engage in. But when you find somebody that you can spend time with, you're not bored, you're not annoyed, you can take up the same space, use the same bathrooms, and you're not just fighting constantly, that's valuable. And something you should fight for. So this is not a situation where, again, and it's something I've had to come to terms with, the military is just a job. Most of the country are successful outside of the military. Only 1% of Americans join the Air Force. That means 99% of people are either in a different branch or they're civilian. You can be successful outside of the Air Force, outside of the military. Because think about all the civilians that make the world go round. They're not all wearing uniforms. Most of them are not. So a job, it's a conversation. Your wants matter. Your partner's wants matter. So how do you reach middle ground? Sometimes we need mediators. But a healthy relationship is a sign that if we can both disagree on something and still find middle ground without a mediator, that's a sign of a healthy relationship. It's a sign of maturity. So hope that helps.